So we talked about the Sabbath and what it is and how God made the heavens and the earth, and he rested or ceased or stopped on the seventh day, Saturday, and he made it a creation rest where Adam and Eve, and consequently all of us human beings, were to just rest on the seventh day from sundown Friday night to sundown Saturday night. And I just heard something very, very interesting. Dr. Michael Lake, who's a Bible teacher, he was saying that he was taught that the electromagnetic field or the geomagnetic variation in the earth on the Sabbath, sundown Friday to sundown Saturday, is much more regenerating and much more rejuvenating to the human body. And I found that absolutely fascinating. And God did tell all of humanity, just stop and rest on the Sabbath. And I believe that if us Americans would actually take a day of rest a week, preferably on the Sabbath, then we wouldn't get the degenerative diseases that plague so many in middle age, and that we would be younger and stronger and more beautiful and be able to work even harder the other 6 days of the week. Now, how did I discover the Sabbath? Well, it was a very horrifying experience, a very horrible way I discovered it. I learned the hard way of how not to live. I started my business when I was with my husband when I was 19, and he and I started our business and used the strength of our youth and made that a go of that business, a jewelry manufacturing. And we'd work like almost 24/7. I mean, I loved it, and had the strength of youth. Well, after about 10 years of that, I became extremely exhausted. And then about 8 years after that, when I was about 38 or so, I actually got terminal cancer. And it was not only because I had basically worked myself to death, but I'd gotten a lot of heavy metal and chemical contamination too. And I had a cancer, and I was only 38. It was an extremely malignant, aggressive breast cancer, premenopausal breast cancer. Right here, right in this house, right here in my house. By the way, I'm laying down, I'm resting. It's the Sabbath. So I was dying. I'd been getting more and more debilitated, and I could feel life just, leaving my body. That's the way cancer is. Cancer is right out of the pit of hell. What happened after that is during the whole year, I took a high-dose chemotherapy. During the whole year, I had time to kind of confront my atheism and ask Jesus to get me to heaven. And Jesus did a miracle. He took fear of death off of me, and I knew that he would get my daughter and my son and my husband there someday after they lived a long, good life. Well, what happened subsequently was a miracle. The cancer invaded my liver during that time period, and it was end-stage terminal all throughout my body. And the doctors told my husband I just had a couple weeks left to live. And I called my mama. She made me call a minister. I called the minister, an old man, an 80-year-old man, and he told me Jesus was going to heal me. And boom, lo and behold, that's what happened. The hand of God touched me. Jesus touched me and healed me. So don't